we go, end of July market update. Is it status quo or no? I'd love for you to join me as I kind of go through the stats. Haven't looked at them yet for the end of market July update. Walking into August, not running, walking. The end of July market update. I haven't even looked at these, but me walking into the video maybe is indicative of kind of how July has gone. But needless to say, I hope you do find these helpful and gives you kind of a sort of a guideline. And I try to give real life examples because I think at the end of the day, I mean, interpreting the stats is great, but like real life examples I think are just probably more helpful. I mean, you tell me in the comments, but all right, so I haven't looked at these. And sorry about the chainsaw in the back. Let's move inside. Oh, they're doing a new roof, I guess. Roofs are necessary. By the way, I'm doing this video at one of my great listings. It's at 6240 Donnington, Sarasota. It is in the Palmer Ranch neighborhood, greater community. So, all right, I haven't looked at these, like I said. Closed sales are down. I've been reading that sales are down across the country and inventory is up. The national average right now, I believe, is around 4 months of inventory, which is technically still a seller's market. Again, an equal market is about a 5 to 6 month level of inventory. So the national average is 4 months, and in Southwest Florida, we're at 5 months. So it's kind of been steady the last couple months. Some people just holding off, some people coming on, some people going pending. So it's kind of keeping that number the same. And so that is up 56.3% from this time last year. And again, this is a reminder, if you're a return visitor, you already know, but for the new people that are just tuning into my channel, thank you. But when I do the end of month stats, we're doing this for the end of July, but the statistics are actually from June because they take a few weeks to compile and come out. And also, I'm only looking at Sarasota County single family homes to compare because it's just a much more stable market indicator to kind of gauge really and truly where the market is. So versus condos and townhomes, which is historically more volatile. So, all right, so your months of supply is not like skyrocketing or anything here, which is awesome. Now, I do know, just to point out, that the condo market, there's a lot more inventory, which again, during volatile times or times of like uncertainty, like an election, that is very common, and that is why we don't utilize those stats for like a general market, like the general market health. So active listings are obviously from this time last year, June of, well, we'll say July of 2023, they were at 1,943 homes for sale. Currently, we have 3,211. So buyers have options, you guys. And now with the buyer-broker agreements being mandatory, just so you know, when you go to look at a home, you either have to sign a showing agreement or a buyer-broker agreement. When you have more inventory and sellers have more competition, the buyers are going to have leverage with that. So get with me one-on-one to discuss that and your potential purchasing needs as it relates to your buyer-broker agreement. Okay, new listings are about this. Wow, new listings are down from this time last year, well, by 1%. So they're holding steady. Pendings are almost like the same. They're actually a little bit down. So 590 homes went pending by the end of June, and this time last year was 592. So like it's about the same. One thing that is really indicative of I would say a market change is the days to contract and the percentage of sales price versus the asking price. So how much do you negotiate and where do you end up on the last listed price? By the way, I had a comment from somebody, by the way, thank you for commenting about it. The comment was specific to the percentage of sale price versus listing price. And yes, we use the last listed price. not the original listed price, because the originally listed price is not, while we look at that, it's not indicative of that being a true value to the marketplace. So the marketplace told us it was too high. So we've had to lower once, twice, maybe multiple times to get to that number that's desirable, that the buyers feel like, okay, now this is where the market is saying that it's worth within reason, and now I can negotiate and come down to about 93.6% of asking price. So getting kind of toward definitely more of a buyer's market here, because in a very equal market, it's about 95.5%. Buyers have leverage. This is up from June of last year by 2.5%. And it doesn't seem like a lot, but we are definitely feeling it on this side, both from the buyer side and the seller side. And we're feeling it also in the days on the market, right? So this time last year was 23 days from listing date to contract date. Now we're almost double that at 50 days, well, over double that at 50 days. So from the time you list to the time you go to contract, assuming that you're priced where the market says it's worth within negotiation percentages, it takes 50 days to sell. And typically if there's a cash buyer, it's about a 30-day closing, and typically when there's financing, 30 to 45 days. So they're saying 93 days from the time to sale, meaning closing. Yeah, and let's look at dollar volume. Let's see what's going on with that. Ooh, down. Yeah, that sounds about right. It's down 16%. Total dollar volume for the month of June for closed single-family home sales was $477 million. This time last year, $568 million. So, I don't know. I tend to go against the grain a little bit and don't really feed into some of this stuff, because especially when people say, should I list in the summertime or not? Obviously that's a very personal decision, and that's one that you decide as a seller if it's like in your best interest, the timing. But don't be scared of the summer, because August is a really, really strong closing month for me personally for the last like 7 years in a row. And this year is no exception. I'm doing about 5 million in closings for August. And that is indicative of exactly what I keep saying year after year after year. For my sellers and my buyers, it's a strong month. So that means that the summer is okay to buy and sell. And it does happen. Listings, closings happen every day in the marketplace, right? So, you know, there's changes in the marketplace with the, now, like I mentioned, the buyer broker agreements. This is a national requirement. So you can't, the days of just going and knocking on a door, or, you know, I shouldn't say knock on a door, but go and call a realtor and they can just give you a tour and then you're on your merry way, whether you purchase or don't. We have to have forms signed now, showing agreements, buyer broker agreements. This is a profession, business, and it is now a requirement. And if we don't, we are on the hook for potential fines. The first offense is $500, and they go up, and you could potentially, I could potentially lose my license if I don't have these documents signed before giving a tour. And there are also documents now that stipulate, it's like the pre-tour form, because you're engaging a realtor in their services. So that's a whole other topic that I'm happy to discuss one-on-one with you individually. But there are people that are going to incorporate that before they even send you listings to preview online. So there's all kinds of interesting dynamics happening in the national real estate marketplace, and I try to keep you as educated as I can so that you're not like out, you know, left in the cold wondering what's going on. Definitely check out my playlist of the, you know, the topics that you're interested in. And I'd love to schedule a call with you guys. You know, before I end, just to give you like some personal reference on kind of where the market is sitting from my standpoint. You know, we're out here, I'm actually sitting here doing an open house during the week because someone might saunter in here, but I'm getting my work done. I have my laptop, I'm doing work. It is a lot slower. So we're doing stuff like this because we want to kind of muster up some business And we're doing these for our clients. You know, and this particular property, as you can see, is no longer occupied. So, you know, as a listing agent, I'm always checking on my listings. I think that's, if I were out of state, I'd feel like anxious about like, is my property still standing? Like, is it dirty? You know, does the lawn need attention? Are there weeds? Just things like that. And so we are your eyes and ears here, because we work with so many absentee owners and second homeowners here that these are just extra services that we love and enjoy to do, because we care about you and your properties, and we want to service you the best way we can. So yeah, we've had some great closings. We're excited about the St. Regis closing in August, and they've had some pre-inspections over there. It's really, really exciting for our area. You know, it's the condo and the hotel, so the amenities there are spectacular. So it's really 5-star plus to have a St. Regis here in Sarasota, not to mention the 5 towers of the Ritz-Carlton, which to my knowledge, we're the only city in the world that has 5 towers of Ritz-Carlton here. So Sarasota's obviously on the map. And we're building a Rosewood condo community on Lido. It is a very exclusive, in line with the St. Regis on Lido, right next to the Ritz-Carlton, Orchid Beach, right there by the public beach area. So really some exclusive properties here. So my clients are closing on the St. Regis. I closed another new construction. Some of my other listings I've found the buyers for, and you know, it's an exciting time to close and get ready for September, which tends to be a little slower. And some people strategically like to wait until October 1st to list, because there's somewhat of a pre-season here. And so we're trying to talk to sellers about their strategy and kind of what's best for them to capture this market, as we kind of try to predict what's going to happen with the election, you know, interest rates. And nobody knows what's going to happen, whether it's real estate or interest rates. And all I can do right now is, if I'm talking to you as a buyer or seller, is advise you like, what's the best thing I can tell you right now in this market? You know, what's going to happen in 3 months, 6 months? You know, is Bitcoin going to be used, or is like, you know, these banks going out of business and everybody's going to start hiding money under their pillows? There's all kinds of doom and gloom out there. I try to always give you the most accurate and real information, but I try to keep it really positive, right? And, you know, and networking with agents is a big part of that over the summer months as well. Having great conversations with these professionals. I enjoy, you know, constantly promoting our listings. That is always top of mind. So when I go to a listing appointment or presentation, I tell people, you know, I'm focused on my listings first, then my company's, and then everybody else's. That's like the, you know, that's the priority here, and I'm here to service my clients. And I know I'm going on and on, so if you're still listening, thank you. But I want to hear from you. At the end of the day, I want you to call me, and I appreciate that really very much. So I can be reached on my cell. You can call, text, email. I respond really, really quickly. This is all I do, is real estate for 22 years, full time, and I love it. So I'm available, and I respond, and I communicate regularly with you. And I get up really early, so you'll hear from me early if you're an early bird as well. And again, my cell is 941-544-7690. Email shaylatwit@gmail.com.